7 things that keep poor people poor. Number 1. Buying liabilities instead of assets. Warren Buffett said, "Why not invest your assets in the companies you really like?" As Mae West said, "Too much of a good thing can be wonderful." Are you a mainstream Melvin or a motivated Max? There are 2 types of people in this world. The majority are mainstream Melvins. Mainstream Melvins get their paycheck from someone else. They aren't motivated to create their own future, and they spend their money on things that make them feel good instead of things that increase their income. Not all mainstream Melvins are poor, but just about all of them are not truly rich. Motivated Maxes are a much rarer breed. Motivated Maxes buy cash-flowing assets to increase their income and their net worth. They spend their free time learning and executing on plans that have the ability to remove them from the 9-to-5 grind and give them the life they truly want. Robert T. Kiyosaki said, "Rule 1. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability and buy assets. An asset is something that puts money in my pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of my pocket." In his books and speaking engagements, Kiyosaki tells the story of a very expensive and collectible Porsche he wanted. He told his wife, Kim, about this new car he had just found and absolutely had to have. After discussing the car at great lengths, Kim and Robert decided they would purchase a storage unit business that spun off enough cash flow each month to cover the payment and insurance of that awesome Porsche Robert had found. It's okay to buy fun stuff, but buying a cash-flowing asset to pay for your fun stuff always makes the deal that much sweeter. Number 2. Side hustle less. John McAfee said, "The gig economy is empowerment." This new business paradigm empowers individuals to better shape their own destiny and leverage their existing assets to their benefit. In this day and age, every motivated Max has the ability to run a side hustle for just their time and a little bit of money invested. The problem is, all of the mainstream Melvins out there don't have the drive to make it happen. Do a search for the term side hustle on YouTube or in Google, and you will instantly find thousands of different ideas. Many of those ideas can be done online, from the comfort of your own home, while you are sitting in your underwear if you want. Etsy, eBay, Upwork, Fiverr, YouTube, blogs, the list goes on and on. Never copy someone, but model your hustle after one you see that has been proven. There's always room for better competition. McDonald's and Burger King are usually close to each other. Pepsi and Coke sit next to each other on the grocery store shelves. Pick something of interest to you, couple it with a topic you enjoy, and get out there and make it happen.
You are watching Advance Dynamix, the success channel for those with a winner's mindset. Most just coast. We strive to thrive. Hello, winners. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. And if you get something out of this, please hit like and leave a comment. Today's sponsor is Bob Proctor and his world-renowned prosperity program, 6 Minutes to Success. The link is in the description. Without further ado, let's get back to today's video.
The founder of Advance Dynamix went through several side hustles with a half-hearted attitude before realizing the necessity of leveling up on drive and motivation in order to become successful. Take massive action and don't quit. Pro tip: jobs that provide financial comfort can quell the required drive for you to create a successful side hustle. Never quit a job that pays your bills until you are certain it makes sense. Just be aware of this and don't let it slow you down. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Our motivation to figure it all out and see the dream through to fruition gets sidetracked all too often by mind-numbing time sucks like TikTok, Facebook, video games, and television sitcoms. Read MJ DeMarco's book entitled The Millionaire Fast Lane and take note of how much he went all in when he moved from Chicago to Phoenix. Do that. Number 3. Gambling, lottery tickets, casinos, gambling apps, etc. Scott Adams said, "The world is like a reverse casino. In a casino, if you gamble long enough, you're certainly going to lose. But in the real world, where the only thing you're gambling is, say, your time or your embarrassment, then the more stuff you do, the more you give luck a chance to find you. The odds of a new business succeeding are not good. The odds of winning the lottery are significantly worse. One major difference between the two is that you have absolutely zero control over what lottery balls pop out of that little machine. At least you have the ability to change your course when necessary with a side hustle business you start in your free time. An old proverb tells us, "A fool and his money are soon parted." When it comes to gambling, the house always wins. Don't believe me? Just look at all of the lavish casinos in Vegas. Number 4. Buying luxury. Form rather than function. An unknown wise person once said, "Don't go broke trying to look rich." Buying form over function when your budget is tight just doesn't make sense. If money is tight, do you really need that coffee to come from $5? Starbucks. Would a dollar cup of coffee from the local convenience store wake you up just as well? Henry David Thoreau said, "I make myself rich by making my wants few." Do you need that fancy car right now, or can you make a less expensive one fit your needs while you are building your side hustle? In his book, The Millionaire Fastlane, M.J. DeMarco tells the story of the old clunker he made his trek from Chicago to Phoenix in. It was only worth a few $100s and didn't even have all of the gears working in the transmission. But he made it work to get him to where he was going. Today, MJ can afford to buy any car he wants. He could buy a different car for each day of the week if he wanted to. The point is, he didn't need something fancy and expensive when it didn't make sense. Number 5. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Irma Bombeck said, "Before you try to keep up with the Joneses, be sure they're not trying to keep up with you." The day you stop caring what other people think is the day you become free. What others think of you isn't your business, and even if it were, it shouldn't have any bearing on your thoughts and actions. Be your own person. Think for yourself, do your own research, and make your own decisions. Trying to keep up with or outdo someone else is a waste of your time and money. Focus that time and energy on building your side hustle dream and building it into your escape from the 9-to-5. Will Rogers said, "Too many people spend money they earn to buy things they don't want to impress people that they don't like." Morgan Housel said, "Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. Instead of spending money to try to impress someone you may not even like, spend that money on the tools that will build your dream for the future. Invest in you, not the thoughts of others." Number 6. Increasing spending with pay increases. As we go through life, it is common to move up in our jobs, and with these new positions, there are often financial raises. Sometimes, these pay raises can be very significant. Our first instinct with monetary windfalls is always to spend it as fast as it came in. This is the reason there are so many stories about rock stars, sports icons, and lottery winners going broke. They gave in to that impulse and spent it. If they would have continued living at the level they were accustomed to and invested that additional income into cash flowing assets that would continue to provide them with additional income for the rest of their lives, they wouldn't have lost everything to begin with. Remember the Porsche Robert Kiyosaki bought? He bought it with income spun off from a cash flowing asset he had purchased. Because of that strategy, he didn't go broke. He still got the fantastic car he wanted, and he increased the size of his financial moat that protects his castle. Number 7. Listening to Suzi and Dave instead of MJ and Robert. Robert G. Allen said, "How many millionaires do you know who have become wealthy by investing in savings accounts? I rest my case. Even the highest paying savings accounts pay a return of less than 5%. For the 12-month period ending in June 2022, the Consumer Price Index was 9.1%. That's almost double. For 2021, it was 4.71%. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see how bad of a losing battle a savings account is." Robert T. Kiyosaki said, "How will the markets behave? Since no one can answer those questions, saving for retirement is gambling with your future. Be careful about what you put into your mind. What you put in is what you will get out." Dave and Suzi teach mainstream Melvins to save their money and pay off their debt. That's great if you're a mainstream Melvin. MJ and Robert teach how to be a motivated Max and rocket past all of the mainstream Melvins by building badass assets that create a cash flow level that most people can't even get their head wrapped around.
If you got something out of today's video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Click the Show More link on this video to check out our sponsor Bob Proctor and his world-renowned prosperity program, 6 Minutes to Success. You'll also find the link to get your Attitude Winners gear, including wall art, luggage covers, hoodies, and t-shirts at advancedynamix.com. Strive to thrive, winners.